Hey everyone, it's Serena and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Serena Trong. I am a pre-nursing college student and I like to make videos about sharing my advice for you guys if you're planning to major in nursing, or if you guys just want to see what my daily life is like as a college student who is involved in a lot of things. So if you're interested in watching more videos from me, go ahead and subscribe down below and like this video if you want to see more. So in this video, I want to share with you guys how to stay organized for the college semester. I know that if you're starting a new semester, especially right now, it can be a little intimidating and overwhelming to start a whole new class, a whole new course, whether it's just 1 or 5 at once. It can be hard, and managing whether or not they're in person or online and trying to balance this whole entire schedule. To be completely honest, I have no idea how I'm supposed to manage everything at once, but I do know a few tips and things that work for me to prepare for the upcoming chaos that might ensue when you start your college semester. So let's get started. As always, I have my iPad here to help me keep track of what tips I want to share with you guys, and so I don't forget anything. The biggest tip for me, if you guys want to have a successful semester, would be to have things that'll help you keep a schedule, whether that's having a planner or using Google Calendar or Apple Calendar, having a whiteboard, as you can see right behind me. I have a whiteboard just for like monthly things, planner for weekly things. I use my Google Calendar just for daily things. I pretty much use everything in order to keep track of everything that I have to do. One thing that I really like about Google Calendar is that you can import an event and then you can make it a reoccurring event, whether that's bi-weekly, once a week, once a month. For me, I have imported like my chemistry class. I have a chem lab class every other week, and then I only have 3 days in person where I have to go for my lecture to take an exam. So it's just those odd in-person classes that you might have to keep a schedule for so you don't miss it, because even though my chemistry lecture class is scheduled to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 10:30 to 11:50, it's pretty much just like, because it's an asynchronous course, so I kind of just do everything on my own, aside from making sure I attend the labs and the exam dates that are scheduled to be in person. Also, one thing that I love about Google Calendar, you can set reminders 30 minutes before, a day before, an hour before. You can set as many as you want, whenever you want. So if I'm at home and I've already entered in my calendar that I should be at class on Wednesday, then I can just have an hour reminder, so that gives me enough time to drive there and be there on time. So when it comes to prepping for your courses, these are the tips that I found the most helpful for me. If your classes are available, then I would make sure to read all of my syllabi, print them out, get familiar with them. I know some people just skim over them, but having the schedule as to when I'm supposed to do everything and write in assignments and when my due dates are. Another thing I would say that is really important would be ordering your books. I know that a lot of people tend to wait for their professor to say, oh, these books are required for the course, and if they don't say it, then they're just not going to buy them to save the money. But if you want to take like core science classes like anatomy and physiology or chemistry or biology, I recommend you go the extra mile and buy those books, whether you're buying them personally or renting them. I would just rent them, to be completely honest. Whether they're from Chegg or your university bookstore, I'd say just have your books prepared before your class begins. For access codes, I would say just either wait to buy them when your professor talks about them online, because that's just an instant, you get the code right then and there, or you can pre-order them through the bookstore. With access codes, it can be really difficult to know if you're getting the correct online code off of Chegg or a different website, but if you were to rent textbooks, it's a little easier because they already have the ISBN, and if it's the wrong book, you can always return them and order something else. On the topic of books, you can also get the online copy, or like the PDF versions, I guess you could say. And just by doing that, you'll get the digital copy, and then you just have like the file or the link to it. I know one website that did it, which was Books to College, but I'm not 100% sure if they're still like running. It's harder for me. I personally don't like it, but it's easier when you don't have to lug around your books everywhere. Right now, due to the situation of this global pandemic, most people are most likely going to be staying at home, so it doesn't really matter for you to carry like your textbooks everywhere. But if you do want to get digitally, you'll have it right on your laptop and it'll be there for you whenever you need it. When talking about the syllabus, it's really important for you to know your assignment dates, your exam dates, your quizzes, all of these like specific due dates that your professor has already mapped out for you. For me, I put them straight into my planner. That way I know when I'm going to be the most busy, and when things have to overlap, I have to schedule myself out. Another thing you can do for course prep wise is that if you have access to your modules, you can print out all of your lecture notes if your professor provides them. Print them out beforehand so you don't have to worry about them as the day or the week comes, and then you go to your lecture on Zoom or in person and you don't have the materials that you need. If you print them out like unit by unit, and you'll be prepared and everything will be great. Now, the most important thing for me to stay organized is that I make my own weekly schedule template. I know this may be a little out there and like a little bit too crazy, because you can just use your planner. You can use Google Calendar to schedule yourself. I use my calendar to do specific things, but when it comes to having the foundation of my week, I like to make my own weekly schedule, and for that I use Google Sheets. I like to schedule out my classes. For my in-person classes, I like to make them a more bold color, and then for my virtual classes, I make them a little more faded color. So I know that that's virtual, that's in person, and that's when I have to be on campus, and that's when I don't. Right now, because it's such an early part of the semester, on here I would also include like club meeting times. If they're bi-weekly, I would just put in the times so I know that, okay, some Thursdays I have to be on campus at 7 p.m. So just insert the things there, and you can also add in like lunch times. I know for me, if I don't schedule myself to have lunch, I will forget to eat. And that is a very, very unhealthy thing, but it is true. When I get too busy, when I get too stressed, when I get too worried about something, when I get so invested in doing something that I know is due that week, I forget to eat, and then I get hangry, and then everyone around me is just like, what the heck? Why are you so upset right now? So I recommend you schedule in times for you to eat, whether that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or just lunch. And of course, you don't have to go by the schedule like to the minute, but it'll just give you a ballpark of, okay, I should be eating lunch after this class in order to be prepared. I know that if you do take in-person classes on campus, then you'll have to be wearing a mask and you have to be like away from people when you're eating lunch. So I know that it is not acceptable to eat during class anymore because you have to be wearing your mask. Sorry, I completely forgot about this. You can also schedule time to like exercise or work out. I personally don't exercise or work out on the daily or have like routine for that in my schedule. I probably should, but I don't. So it's just not a necessary thing for me to have. But of course you guys can edit this schedule to your liking. I actually have a link to the template down below. If you guys want to use it, go ahead. You can just duplicate the template and it'll be there for you. So I usually have that on the first sheet, and then on the second sheet I like to have all of my professors' information for the course, whether that is course name, the course CRN, the professor's email, where the class is, whether it's online, virtually, or I have to be in person and in a specific place. This is just an easier way for me. When I start within my first and second week, I'll know exactly where to go rather than having to open all of the university applications where I have to go find, oh, where is my professor's email? I don't want to go through the syllabus. I don't want to have to go to my detailed schedule. I'll just have it right in the one place. I know where it all is. And you can even add office hours into that too, so that way you don't have to look through the syllabus each time. It's just more convenient to open one page and know that all of the things I need are there. Another thing that I'm going to start doing myself this semester is I'm going to make myself one daily checklist. When I start my day, I have to make sure I do all of these things. I don't want to forget anything, so if I have this one sticky note or like whiteboard with all of the things I have to do that I can check off every single morning, then I'll make sure to do them. Whether that is make my lunch, whether that is making sure I have my mask in order to go to campus, whether that is I need to fill up my water bottle to make sure I am staying hydrated all day. Making sure I have my laptop and my charger with me wherever I am, whether I want to study at home at my desk, or just work in the library at my university. I think implementing this daily checklist will help me not have to think so much about all of the things I have to do, and I just do them. So one, I'm saving time, and two, it's making everything easily accessible. And I think that is the most important thing. I love to-do lists. As you can tell, I'm just like, I love to be a very organized person, which is why I wanted to make this video for you guys, because I know some people can find it hard to stay organized, especially in college and at this time trying to transition into a virtual environment. But having these skills to maintain a balanced lifestyle and to help yourself manage your time is just going to help you in the long run. Other notes I have to help yourself stay organized and have a successful semester would just be to do your best in trying to stay involved. If you have social media, you can try to stay informed, always read your emails. I would say using social media is your best platform to follow all things in your university and stay connected. Also, of course, try to download the most used apps that your university uses. For me, that would be like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Canvas. I have them all downloaded on my laptop, on my phone, and on my iPad. So if I have to go on a Zoom call in 5 minutes, all I have to do is open my Canvas, click on the link, and then it open automatically to my Zoom app and I'm there. There's no hesitation, there's no me being late. Everyone's time is valuable right now, and the last thing you want to do, especially when you have to like be admitted through a waiting room in Zoom, doing all of these things to manage your time wisely and trying not to be late to things like moi. I think that's the best way to go about this entire situation. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have right now. I know that a bunch more tips are going to reveal themselves as I work through this hybrid of a virtual, online, and in-person semester. I know that right now with the situation, it's hard to make connections with other people and try to stay involved, but by balancing your time and making sure that all of your things are written down somewhere and not just in your brain, then you'll do well and you're gonna do the best that you can to keep yourself balanced. So yeah, those are my tips. If you guys have any questions or if you guys have tips of your own, go ahead and comment down below. I love hearing your guys' advice. Like this video if any of these tips helped you, and subscribe down below if you want to watch more content from me. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone, love you. Booyah, booyah, I finished, ayy, I finished, ayy, I filmed it, ain't no, I gotta edit this out, ayy. Oh goodness.